Hello, everyone, and welcome to TimeToRole's Campaign 1. This is episode 40. Can't believe we're doing this that long. Have a few things to go over really quickly, and then we will get right into the game because there's a lot we got to do, as always. First things first is that I think I've said this before. I know I've said this before. We're on every single podcasting format that is available on the internet. So if you want to listen to this instead of watching it, it's on every single podcasting format: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, you name it. It's all on there. So if you want to go check that out, that'd be great. The more you download, the more it supports us. If you want to check out the www.timetorole.com, that's where all of our most recent merch is there. If you want to support the brand, that's the best way to do it. Anyways, let's get right into the story. We have a lot to do, and yeah. And I do have, actually, before we start, I do have official dates as to when I will be missing. There will be no Time to Roll on May 28th. That's Sunday, May 28th. That's the last Sunday of May. I will be not home. I will be attending my cousin's wedding. So, sorry about that, but I'm excited for that. So, no show that night. I will keep, as always, I'll keep all of you updated and posted on what's going on with the channel on Twitter. So if you want to follow me there, that'd be great. Also, if you want to go check out all of our other socials, link should be down in the panels. Let's get started here because I hope they're not being... Well, let's just unmute and see what happens.
Yeah. He did.
What happened?
We were talking about Daddy, Pedro Pascal.
Oh, yes. You can call him Daddy. That's deserved.
Pedro Pascal.
You're next, so get ready for it.
Father.
Does 20 hit your AC?
No.
I'm just happy I maxed my relationship with Paladin Dance.
You mean Paladin Daddy?
Yeah.
All right.
I want to get the Buzz Lightyear mod.
Only if you mod Woody's clothing in.
Why is this the third week in a row we're talking about this game?
Why not?
Fair enough. All right.
We're talking about a different kind of Woody, so.
Yeah. I think you're right. All right. Let's get into the game real quick, shall we? So where we left off, you guys spent a good majority of your time, at least a whole day. In this case, Ori resting after a night's worth of combat with a young dragon, randomly rolled by myself while Nate was gone. As Ori was sleeping, all of you were escorted up into the library, vastly changed since the last time you were here, to do as much research and overall learning as you could about Dwarven society as well as the Cor Deorums, the gem that you were tasked to find by the King of Sylvania. The gem said to be able to heal all wounds, cure all illnesses, and even maybe bring people back to life. We left off with all of you being escorted back down into the bedchambers for a long night's rest after a long day of research, and being told by Rosalor that he has a quick way to get to Arbington, the city of which the Lily of the Sky, Anders' sky ship, is being repaired in the harbor there. You guys have all, as you wake up the next morning, we can switch back down to this map. That one. At this point, Ori, you probably woke up somewhere. I mean, you could have stayed sleeping if you wanted to. No one. You don't have to. Long rests dictate 8 hours, but you can certainly sleep longer to catch up with your friends if you wanted to do that, or if you wanted to be up and do random things in the early morning while they're sleeping. That's up to you. So if you wanted to,
At some point in the middle of the night, Ori's gonna take a mattress and take two of them and put them together so he has a bigger bed on the floor.
okay, easy enough. I'm gonna say, are you trying to do this?
He's gonna make sure it's occupied by like a random person.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're not trying to do this subtly at all.
No, he's gonna try to do like the tablecloth trick with like the plates and stuff.
Okay, so you wander into the room next to you where you find a sleeping, seems to be either a town's guard or maybe a paladin of Artemis, sleeping, sound asleep, um, older man, probably in his late 50s. And as you go to grab, you do your strength easy enough. You don't even have to roll for it. If you're trying to do it while being you're not trying to do it while being sneaky. You're just walking up and doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you do that, and immediately he kind of looks at you and goes, "What the fuck, man?"
Go back to sleep. It's all a dream.
Roll a persuasion check. Actually, deception check. We're gonna go. Well, you do that. I don't get to have you do that a lot.
My deception. Ooh, +2. We're up there. 7.
Insight. That's a natural one.
Oh boy.
Okay. And you just see him like curl up on the wooden frame that is left of the bed and just kind of go back to sleep. Do you take the covers as well? Or do you put that back on? Or
Is there anything on like? I assume it's in one of like these rooms.
Yeah.
Is there anything on like the dresser?
anything on the dresser? No, it's just a bare dresser. You get the sense that these are probably swiftly put together for makeshift barracks.
Okay. Yeah, just take the mattress and drag it into my room.
Okay.
Next to each other.
He looks at you, glazed eyes, and then just kind of like ignores the fact that he just got tousled off his bed early in the morning and just curls up and falls back asleep. You get the sense he's probably exhausted. But he falls back asleep. You drag it, and easy enough. You're now sleeping like a king, as best you can with two beds
King
next
if
to each
you're
other.
homeless.
Yeah, king of your homeless. Yeah, but the morning moves on. We roll into probably early morning, 7 or 8 o'clock. Your natural clocks, your circadian rhythms wake you up, and the rest of the day is yours. Do you want to spend another day hanging out here in Artemis, or would you like to move on to Arbington, or do you want to fight dragons? The day's yours.
Well, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Does not
anybody
like being
else.
underground.
I'd rather not be stuck here longer than we need to be.
I concur. I do need a couple minutes by myself to look through my bag of holding about a couple items I picked up in that room.
Oh, okay. The room. Okay, yeah, right. The hidden room. All right. And if I remember correctly, you grab. Yeah. Okay, I have it written down here. All right. And what do you want to do? I mean, do you want to just try to figure out what they do, or?
Well, the armor, what you said, there was something with armor. I don't know exactly what it was.
Right.
I just threw it in the bag.
Right. So, in the chest, so Zane found and took the pouch of money, or the bag of money, and you took the half plate and what seemed to be a wand at the bottom of it. So you look at the half plate. I mean, I'm gonna say, what are you trying to gain from this? Are you just trying to figure out what it is, what type of metal it is, if it's magical? What's your goal?
Well, okay, I didn't know if it was something I could wear or.
Are you proficient in half plate as medium?
Heavy.
No,
Heavy armor?
I wasn't even sure what kind of armor it was.
Yeah, it's a half plate, very clearly a half plate. If you're not proficient in heavy armor, which I don't believe rogues are, then yeah, no. Well, you could wear it, but it would give you speed, it would drop your speed, and it would give you disadvantage on all stealth checks, on all sleight of hand checks, and all dexterity related checks, pretty much.
Are there any markings on it that indicated who it belonged to?
Make an investigation check.
Normal investigation.
16. Taking some time to look it over calmly and pretty closely, Yeah, there is a marker. It's on the inside of the plate, and it says, all it says, it has the initials L on it. Just L. Nothing else. And it looks to be a very shoddily carved in L. Looks like someone used probably a blunt knife to do it. And it looks old. As you look at this armor, the metal looks old. And in fact, you do recognize this metal. It is made out of pure platinum.
Whoa. Okay. I'm gonna leave it in the bag. And the wand, anything special or spectacular about it, or?
It's a wand. Having friends that are magically inclined and being around as long as you've seen wands. You know that this is a wand. You don't know what it does. Roll Arcana check for me, just to see if you get any. 15. Fortunately, when it comes to magic-related checks with you, the DCs are pretty high, and 15 doesn't exactly give you the knowledge of what this does. You know it's a wand. You know that it could probably be used as a arcane focus, as most wands are. You don't know if it has any special properties, and you wouldn't have any real way of knowing unless you took it to an appraiser or found someone that knew something like an identify spell.
Okay. But are there any like personal markings on there that would indicate?
No, it's just, I mean, with the Arcana check, I'm going to take the 16 investigation into account as checking both items. With the 16, you gauge that this wood is probably just as old as the metal. And the wand is fairly light.
Mhm.
Seems like a lighter wood, and it's lighter in color as well. It could be a birch, maybe a pine, or some sort of indigenous tree to the surrounding area.
All right. I'll just, now that I've gotten a good look at it, keep it in the bag and consider my options later.
Okay. All right. Anybody else want to do anything before we continue on with whatever this day brings?
Head out to the
Nope.
common room.
Okay. Zan, are you making anything today?
Let me look at my list of shit.
Because I figure that's worth asking since you're an artificer and that's just kind of what you do.
Yeah. I do have stuff still, so yes, I will be making something, but we can keep going.
Okay. So with that in mind, Rosalor kind of walks up to all of you, or finds one of you, and I guess in this case it would be he's closest to Ori. He'd walk up and say, "Well, you were sleeping all night, but I just wanted to let you know that we found out where Anders' airship is, and I have the ability to teleport us there if you can find the rest of your friends if you're all ready to go." As he walks up to Ori.
I'll get them then.
Cool. All right. I will tell them to meet me at the stairs. And he will walk his way over to the stairs. And eventually you find all of them sleeping in their rooms and, well, not sleeping, but awake, kind of getting prepared. You find Thaddeus kind of like just putting something into his bag of holding. Didn't see what it was. But assuming all of you don't have anything else to do, you gather at the stairs. Rosalor brings uses his control water to push the water up into the circling sphere above the hidden passageway, guides all of you up the stairway and into the main library, where all of you were doing your research prior, obviously except for Ori. He then guides you to a what seems to be he brings you over, and I'll just drag his token top left. He brings you over to what seems to be a circular room, a lot different than the normal teleportation circle room that Leon had brought you in prior after fighting the bronze dragon and bringing Alara back. This one's much smaller, and it seems to be there seems to already be a circle drawn, and it's already glowing, and there's 5 tables all around. There's bookshelves around, obviously. And he looks at all of you. Well, if we're going to Arbington, let's see, they'll be taking us to the temple, I believe. So let me remember, and you'll see him start to look at the circle and see if there's anything that he needs to change. Realize that there's a symbol that's out of place. Fixes the symbol with a weird little white piece of chalk. And as he draws that, he's just like, all right, I just got to put this down and then we can go. Everybody quickly get in. This will only work for about 5 or 6 seconds. Everybody ready?
Yep.
And he will make the mark, and all of you enter into the circle. Just immediately, you feel a feeling of weightlessness, and all of a sudden your feet you feel like you're almost flying. And feel a little nauseous. And then as you kind of like take a second to blink, you feel your feet hit solid ground. And you find yourself in a circular room. You look up and it's a building made of stone. It's, you look out, there's stained glass windows surrounding the entirety of the circular room. You look up, the ceiling is probably about 60 to 70 feet tall. You look around, you look down, there is a dim light circle underneath your feet. And immediately you start to hear footfall come from a wooden door that is in front of you. And immediately the door swings open and you see what seems to be a orcish, maybe a half-orc man, donned in green robes. Where is that sheet? And immediately you see him pulling out what seems to be a handful of gems, or looks like gems, out of his pocket, and you immediately start to see those gems start to glow. And then he sees Rosalor, and he immediately claps his hands together. I didn't know you were coming. Rosalor, I'm so sorry. Apologies. It is hard to remember to message ahead before you use someone's teleportation circle. Everyone, this is the head priest here in Arbington. This is Kieran Cole. He's the head priest of the Temple of Shanti. As you can see, he's didn't realize we were coming. That's on me. Kieran, these are my friends, and I hope it's okay that we use this circle. The captain here, and he'll point at Ander, his ship is being fixed inside the harbor, and I told him I'd be able to teleport them here. I hope it's okay. And Kieran will look at all of you. Well, I mean, nothing stopped you from teleporting here before, Rosalor. Although you do mind your step. We just cleaned the temple, and the city's kind of rowdy right now, so we're kind of on high alert for anybody that's here to do wrong to our temple. So apologies for the potential misplaced hostility. Please follow me, and he will guide all of you. As you look closer at this guy, he's probably in his 30s, 40s, looks to be that way. Clean shaved, black hair, You look at his eyes. His eyes are kind of like this dull amber color, brownish color, green skin, shorter tusks. You start to look at him. He's definitely a half orc. And again, the robes he's wearing are green, primarily like a forest green color, with like gold inlays. And on the back, you see an emblem, a stitch emblem of what looks to be a tree, an oak tree, on his back. As you start to walk through, it is a massive temple. This temple is probably it equates to the size of the temples that you would see in Artemis before it was destroyed, or much bigger than the temple you saw in Keister. Probably 4 times the size of that one. And there's stained glass windows all up and down. It looks like a standard temple, but as you look closer, you start to see hints of like plants start to grow up through the walls, and vines and flowers sprinkling down, and what feels like natural light coming in. You look up, and it looks to be a chandelier of some sort of bioluminescent mushrooms, glowing this really light blue and sometimes shifting to a greenish glow coming down and highlighting all of you. And it just feels warm in here. And Kieran looks at all of you. I assume this may be some of your first time coming into a temple of Shanti. The Matron of Flowers tends to gift us with many calm and warm places of worship, and this place has been around since long before my father was born and long before his. But anyways, and he guides all of you, and the doors to this place are huge, probably 40, 50 feet tall, wide swinging in and out wooden doors, all carved brilliantly with like different craftsmanship of different plants, what seems to be the same tree insignia that was in the back of Kieran's jacket or robes, and just it's almost like a portrait, like a mosaic portrait carved into wood. And as he opens up, he's like, "Welcome to the city of Arbington." And in front of you is I'll show you, is a massive circle-like city, very much on a grid system. You find yourself in the the southwest section. You start to smell seawater, and you feel the breeze drifting in from the ocean. And in front of you is the Trobalt Sea, a body of water that I don't think any of you have seen with your own eyes before, but you look out into the sprawling city, and it's not damaged. There's no sign of blue flames or blue markings, and you get the sense that the dragon attack didn't make it this far south. And Kieran will say, "Well, if you ever have someone in your party that will need access to the circle, just come find me. I don't know if any of you are capable of using that type of magic, but that is entirely up to you. Rosalor, please do message me the next time you're coming." Rosalor just kind of nod, and he'll look at all of you. "Well, I'm back into the thick of it," and you'll see him point his finger and smile, and you'll just see him like start to weave some signs in the air and say some words under his breath. "Good luck." And you'll see him bring his hands out, and his body will just vanish in front of your eyes. But you are now in Arbington, a port city in the south central part of Sylvania in the Fleur region. The cities are sprawling with all sorts of people. It's a welcome sign compared to what seems like the hellscape that Artemis had been brought to and made. Ocean is in front of you, and Ander has already started walking towards what seems the ocean. Ships this. He'll just look at you. Ships this way if you want to follow, but I don't know how long. I want to check how long it's going to be until these repairs are done. Hopefully, they're close to being done. If not, we may be here for a day or two. Enjoy the city. Dave, you follow him, or you just...
Well,
The city's yours. What do you guys want to do? First time you've been in a big city where... And since Ebrax, really, where you actually have full reign and freedom of choice in a IRL a couple of months.
Alara's gonna be like, "You guys already know exactly what I want, and I will get what I want."
let's
She
get
throws herself. She's like Lois throwing herself off the steps. Throws herself off of Ori's head and proceeds to go.
let's go find. Great, Alara's got it right. We should probably grab enough rations for a while and probably stack up before we get into this ship.
Good idea. Excuse me. Is the gentleman whose place we just interrupted still around?
He's walked back in and shut the doors behind him.
Okay.
Too late on that one.
But there's you're in a city full of people. You look around. There's you curiously you don't see any elves. You look around and you start to glance with everyone's passive perception. You're not seeing many elves. Maybe the occasional half elf here and there, but the primary citizen that you're seeing are orcish in nature. You're seeing half orcs, full orcs, massive lumbering dudes with massive tusks. You do see a good amount of humans, and you're starting to see a sprinkle of goblins, of civilized goblins that are living as normal of a life as you'd expect from anybody living within a city, just conversing with all sorts of different people.
Is this
And I am
civilized
not
goblins?
civilized.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I am not civilized. I'm gonna run up to the most random one and I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna sniff it, and I'm gonna be like, "You look like me."
Yeah, he's just like, yes, I do. Who are you? Ooh, your skin's pink. I've never seen a
Yeah.
goblin like you.
Do you have parents?
Parrots?
Parents. Like a mom
Parents.
and a dad.
Oh, sorry. Yes, of course. Most people do.
Mine got rid of me. How's that make you feel?
Sorry to hear that.
Hey, where are your parents? A little late for what time of day is it actually?
It's in the morning.
It's
Or
the morning.
Yeah, it's around 9, 10 o'clock.
What do you do without your parents?
Ori, he might not even be a child. He's
I'm,
a grown adult.
I'm a grown man, thank you. I have a 9 to 5, you know.
A
9
what?
to 5.
A 9 to 5.
What's a 9 to 5?
It's a job. It's a saying here
A
in
job?
Arbington. It's a saying here in Arbington. You know, it's you must be outsiders,
I'm an orphan.
as you said. And he starts to look at all of you. This goblin's a goblin. He has like a wisp of like black hair on top. He has a long pointy nose, long green ears. Wearing seems to be like standard like leathers, maybe not like fighting leathers, but like standard peasant clothing. And he just kind of looks at all of you.
Wait, but if you have a job that's apparently this 9 to 5, why are you out here and not there?
Yeah, you're gonna be late.
Speaking
Or
of,
look to
see ya,
not walk
and he'll start walking away.
Hey, wait,
trip
I
him.
had a question for you.
Trip him when he starts walking.
Roll a. This is going to be roll a dexterity check for me. It'll be against his constitution, which is +0. So we'll see how this goes.
Okay, give me 1 sec. Got getting me dice. Alara's feeling a little feisty today. So
Noted.
Making Ori proud.
she's been asleep for too long. She's ready to wreak havoc. You said
Dexterity check. Yes, please.
Let me say. That would be a 10.
He rolled a straight 8, so you trip him, and he falls straight on his face. Hey, what the hell?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I must have lost my footing when I was trying to walk away. Well, I hope you enjoy your 9 to 5, whatever that is.
I had a question for you,
Oh, what?
actually. He's gonna pick him up by like the back of his
Hey,
like his index finger and his thumb.
I don't like
and
this.
pull him up to his face. What's your job?
I work at the fishery in the harbor.
You wanna do something more exciting? You ever tried adventuring?
No.
Get some hair on your chest.
Why would I do that?
It's fun. You get to kill people.
I'll take your word for it. If you're into killing people, there is a coliseum here.
Before he leaves, Alara's gonna dig into her, like, little baggy dress pockets and pull out this disgusting-ass piece of cheese that looks like it's been... It looks like the cheese from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Okay?
Oh, God.
And he's gonna hand it to this goblin and be like, I don't know if your parents pack your lunch for your workday, but this is for you. I hope you enjoy it.
Roll a persuasion check.
Unnatural 20.
A natural 20 or an unnatural 20?
Unnatural 20.
Okay.
30-20.
Just 20 total? Okay. He'll look at you and like Ori's still holding him up in the air. I assume you're on Ori's head. And he'll just like reach out his hand very, very gingerly and look at you. Thanks. And he'll take it and like shove it in his pocket.
You're welcome. It's my favorite kind.
Are you better
Thank
get to
you.
work? Nobody will be late.
I'll do that. Again, if you're into killing people, there's a coliseum that legal killing. Just let you know.
Speaking of killing, I was actually going to ask where your parents were if you wanted to be an orphan.
They're dead already.
Oh, all right. Any relative? You're married.
No, I'm
How
single.
old are you?
9.
All right, I'll let if I see another female goblin, I'll let them know about you, just to get you out there.
Ori, I
Wait.
think maybe we should just let him go and just go to the Coliseum. I
And
know
then once
it's been a while.
Wait,
Once,
you're single and you have no family, so you're pretty much an orphan.
Lame.
wait, he's an orphan.
What are you trying to insight?
Whether or not the goblin's telling the truth about not really having any family.
You get the sense not only is he being very truthful, you get the sense that he's also like in full-blown survival mode right now.
Fair.
All of a sudden, a group of rough and rowdy outsiders, adventurers, just walk up, and Ori, a 10-foot minotaur, picks him up by the back of his shirt, is holding him. He looks scared as fuck right now. But trying to put on a mean face.
It was nice.
Ori, put him in your
Think
pocket.
about that.
So you're looking for like a man, woman, or I can help you out.
You into minotaurs?
No.
Or he like looks behind him. What are you talking?
But you never know.
Well, all right. Well, I'll put the word out, and
I'm into both men and women, thank you.
Wait, does
Oh,
this mean
okay.
that-
Well-
wait, does this mean he doesn't know what a vagina is? It's
sounds
okay
like
because
it's
I
not.
just
Lara, please
found
let me
out.
finish, please. I'm onto something here. All right, if I'll find you someone, and then after a few years, you'll see me again, and I'm gonna kill him. So, like, you get what I'm saying?
No.
You and your family are going to die.
At this
Well,
point,
the love of his life is going to die by my hand.
at this point, you start to see multiple people like starting to like stop and like walk slowly and just stare at all of you. Like,
It's okay.
You're
The dragons are already coming for you, people. Get over it.
what, what dragons?
I'm gonna turn her. I'm gonna turn around and Lara's gonna be like, "It's okay. You don't have to be scared. We're like traveling performers. It's all satire. It's
I'm not a
for
performer.
sillies."
I meant every word I said.
Shut your mouth.
Alara.
Alara is becoming a big girl now.
We're watching a baby grow up in front of our eyes.
She's hitting puberty. She's getting that
A bit of cheese. Is that cheese fermented?
that rebellious phase of her childhood.
Yes.
Can I
Terrible news.
can I go to work now? As his
Yeah,
his
yeah.
little legs are dangling in the air. they
Oh, if you don't like your boss, I'll kill him for you.
my boss is very kind.
Oh,
That's too bad.
I might still do it. What fishery is it? He'll get out like a piece of parchment.
As you put have you put him down yet?
Yeah, he'll put him down. He's trying to take out a piece of parchment.
As you're taking out a piece of paper, he's gone. You see him walking down the road very briskly, trying to blend
rude.
trying to blend into the rest of the crowd.
Well, I'll see him again.
Well, now I need to go find cheese to replace the cheese that I just gave him. So let's go.
Well, I'm going to that Coliseum. If anyone wants to, come along.
I'd be down for a good tussle in the Coliseum.
At this
We
point,
should probably restock
You want to do
first.
like a 2v2 or
We could do it. I'm pretty sure we'd win.
you want to get that dub?
It's gonna be like the guy's gonna be like Oberyn from fucking Game of Thrones.
all right.
Let's
Let's get a point of order here before we do anything. What do you guys want to do first? Big city. You guys have a lot to do that you can do. You have a few options. You can either go find Ander and find out how long it's going to take for the ship to be fixed. There's a Coliseum, as the goblins said. There's all places to shop here, all places to restock, all places to eat, drink, get into bullshit. You guys what do you guys want to do?
Coliseum.
Coliseum. Okay. Is there anything Vaten or anybody else wants to do?
I would like to restock our supplies first before we
Yeah.
Coliseum.
Okay.
Yeah, well, maybe we can go shopping on our way to the Coliseum.
True.
Or after, once we, if there's a reward involved.
I think we're gonna need snacks to watch Ori kill people at the Coliseum.
Well,
Duos tournament, me and Ori versus the world.
I am looking for either a educational institution where I can register my name, or a library or something, a city registry that I can search and then register my name.
okay. Well, this is all of yours. Actually, yeah, this is all of your guys' first time being to Arbington, so it's gonna take some time to look around and or ask around. How you find information is up to you. I know I have a city map that shows you where everything is, but that's just for visual. How do you guys want to go about? This is really just for time in my brain for what time it is during the day, and what time events are happening. So, if you're trying to search for places to restock, it's actually not that hard to find. After searching for about probably 10 minutes walking around, you do find heading northwest a bit, you do find what's considered the Budding Bazaar. It is a large collection of tents and stalls. Kind of reminds you of a flea market in a way. But you look around, there's people of all kinds, all creeds and colors, makes and races, just hanging out, buying stuff, bartering. You start to hear the noise of the market starts to outweigh the sound of the ocean because there's that many people here.
So many lives to take.
It would be quite the field ripe for the picking for you.
Zay, do you think I was too pushy with that goblin? I think I should have been more like...
I mean, if you were pushy, you might have just ended him where he stood.
I mean, I tripped him, and I have no regrets.
Good.
The guy we traveled with, is he still with us, or?
He headed towards the ocean. He waved at you and said, "I'm going to go find the quartermaster," and went towards the ocean. The ocean is to the south, actually, I'm gonna say, just for the sake of being funny and kind of, let's say Vaten, roll a survival check to see if you can gain your bearings on which way is north, which way is south. 26. This is why I had you do it.
Would say so, yeah.
Yeah, you immediately, knowing the general area of where the city is, being told where it is, and have it pointed out on a map to you. You look to the north and you do see the Haverlow Mountains, the south foothills of the Haverlow Mountains peeking up over the walls of the city. And you do see the mountains about a good 100 to 120 miles off in the distance. You immediately flag that as north. And then you start to look around and you're not a big fan of big cities.
Oh yeah, no.
You're smart enough and you're able to adapt enough that you immediately understand that this city was built almost like a compass, to where the most north part of the city is pointing north, the most south part is pointing towards the sea. And you get the sense that the city is built in between the sea and the mountains for a reason. But you wander into the Budding Bazaar, and it is packed. This is where you start to see more and more goblins manning stalls, pointing out, trying to wave people down and sell different food items, selling different pieces of jewelry that seem well enough made. You see random people trying to vendor and pawn off, and multiple people running up to you, and like Zane, one will run up to you and notice like on your side and see the gun on your hip, and will like run up to you and, hey, that's a great piece there. Are you willing to sell it?
No. And I'll end your life if you try to take it from me.
Roll an intimidation check.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's see. Okay. So I had to look what my thing was. 21?
You just see him like slowly back away with his hands out. Hey man, I don't want any trouble. I'm just trying to make a living. And he'll like walk away and disappear into the crowd.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for anybody trying to like pickpocket us.
With your passive perception, because it is a crowded area. I'm going to say we'll just use your passive perception and.
Can I do the
see
same, actually?
Yeah. What's your passive perception?
Mine 23.
I know yours is 23. I have that written down because that's like the
11.
11. Yeah. Okay. Be glad. Let's just say be glad Vaten is in your group.
Fucking 23. Are you?
It's ridiculous.
Disgusting.
Might as well have the fucking satellite over our heads.
Pretty UAV overhead, essentially. Yeah.
UAV online.
Like the way he said that.
But yeah, okay, easy enough. Keeping an eye out, you look around. It's a lot of people. It's almost an uncomfortable amount of people for you, Vaten.
I was gonna say it probably is an uncomfortable amount of people.
But you just kind of stick close to your friends and keeping an eye out, staying vigilant, best you can. But is there anything in particular that you're searching for that you guys are lacking? If you're looking for rations, that's easy enough to procure. We don't have to roleplay that. But if you're looking for anything in particular, Zane, you just found a hefty amount of gold. So there's also plenty of items to barter for if you'd like to do that.
Yeah, I'm in the market for a couple things.
Do I have anything to barter? Not really. Oh wait, I have those chunks of diamonds.
You do.
Do that?
I mean, stop at a magic shop.
A couple, yeah, I can just... I need a couple lanterns, a couple more jars, and some quivers.
Okay. Sorry, I'm doing a thing real quick.
Making a bomb.
Not quite.
So, can you do me a favor and send me a list of the craft items you're looking for, so that way I can see if they'd be available in the city? Because some of them, they probably will. It'll just take you some time.
Yeah, they're not that hard. I will get you a list.
Appreciate it. I'm doing a thing real quick. I love this tool. All right. Okay. So are you looking to sell any of your items, Zane?
Not at the moment.
Okay. So where's my phone so I can see a list?
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. All right. Let's take a look. Is there anything anybody else wants?
Beyond potions.
beyond-
and rations.
Beyond potions and rations. Rations are easy enough to find. How many rations do you guys want? Because you know in general that you're going to at least be stopping in one more city before you get into the thick of it, but it is a fair distance between here and now by airship. Reminder that food is provided on the Lily whenever you guys are flying. So
I'm thinking more so when we get off.
this
the
is
Lily.
right. This is more for whatever adventures bring whenever you're heading north and you get into the
How long do the
Okay.
rations last for?
their rations are 1 day. So, and think rations
How long
are
No, like how long do they?
okay.
Shelf life.
Shelf life. Well, Vaten has a magic item that
Yep.
can
Oh,
prolong
true.
that can prolong stuff, but I can look that. I actually don't know I think it's 2 weeks, but
That's where I'm like,
Plus, I can drop spell slots and to create food and create water. And
I
or
know.
good berry, and so
I can also afford food for like everyone for like a year. So
yeah.
Create
um,
food?
standard adventuring rations, according to Reddit, consists of magically dried foods like jerky, bread, and seasonings like salt and pepper. These things, if taken care of, and if depends on what you carry them. If you're putting them in a bag of holding, they're put in suspended animation.
oh, well, perfect.
But they do have rot over time. It's just a slower rot. It's like, think about Vaten's item that prolongs. It's like half that of how long it prolongs. So Vaten's, it's like it takes forever and ever and ever and ever for stuff to rot. For bags of holding, it takes about where it would take a day or say it would take 5 days to rot just being out in open air. It would take 10 days to rot inside a bag of holding. Think about it like that. And for Vaten, it would take 20 days to rot. So in that level of stuff. But rations, I believe, cost 2 copper each. I could be wrong. 5 cost. Okay, I was wrong. Okay, it depends on the type of rations you want. If you want just jerky, it's 5 copper per day. If you want better rations where it's a full meal, it's 5 silver a day.
Okay.
But if you want to buy that now, you can. You also know that you're stopping at least one more city before going into the trench.
I can wait then.
So it can wait if you like. But okay, so for the items that you're looking for, it takes a little time. I'd say with a bazaar this busy, roll an investigation check for me.
I also have a bunch of miscellaneous things I'm looking for as well. So
Okay.
not necessarily miscellaneous.
16.
16. You're able to find one lantern. Just randomly, you see a goblin proprietor trying to peddle off what looks to be light sources like candle holders, but he has one, like almost like a iron made lantern with glass sitting there that he looks at you. It's all yours for 8 silver.
Deal. Here's 1 gold.
He will smile at you. The 3 quivers, easy enough to find. There's a lot of weapons merchants in this bazaar. So for quivers, those are a slightly boosted rate. Those will cost you 5 gold for all 3.
That's fine.
You roll an intelligence check for me, Zane, as you're buying these things.
20.
20. Yeah, you immediately get the sense that this place has a lot of almost everything you need, mostly, but they're charging a little bit extra for it. You don't know if it's because it's the lack of supply, or if it's just because they can get away with it because they're a port town.
That's fine. I don't really care right now.
4 jars, easy enough. Are you just looking for standard glass jars?
Yes.
Because there's multiple jars because of magic stuff.
Regular ass jars are fine.
Okay. Those will cost you. Glass is expensive. Those will cost you 2 gold apiece.
Okay.
So 8 gold for that. Is there anything else anybody wants? I know Vaten said he wants some stuff, but
Just magic shop at some point.
okay. Well, I have that generated already, so we can get to that in a minute.
Okay.
I have some mushrooms that I want to maybe try to offload.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second. What's that? What do you want, Vaten?
A feather, tuft of fur, and fishtail inside a gilded acorn worth at least 200 gold pieces.
Oh boy, these are random ass spell components, right?
Yep, that's pretty much it, yeah.
Roll an investigation check. Because they're so specified, disadvantage.
Fair.
11.
I would take an 11 on that, to be completely honest with you.
What? So you're able to find the first one, the fur, feathered, whatever the hell you just said. You're able to find that. That as. Can you read that to me again so I can get you an accurate price?
Basically 200 gold pieces is the
So it's worth 200 gold. Is the spell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
How much of that do you want? Just one of them?
yeah, just one.
Okay.
It's not a consumable. It's just a.
Okay, 200 gold then. Mark that off. You find a raggedy ass tent that you walk in, and there's this old, you look at her. You know what, Vaten, you've seen hags before. She's a hag. Very clearly a hag. And she's just like long fingers, disproportionate long arms, tall. She looks over to you. You want stuff? Come get stuff. Here you go, my dear. And she will hand you whatever the hell you just said.
Yeah.
And as you go to hand her the gold, she just like grabs the gold and starts to swirl them in the air. Gold, such a weird thing. Meant to survive though. And she'll shoot it back into her dress, and you don't see where it went.
Okay. This one seeks similar items as well. Do you have more?
What? Maybe. And she'll like look around at her tent. It's filled with a bunch of oddities. you see a glass balls hanging by rope with like what seems to be pixies in them that are like weak and like trying to desperately get out of the ball. You see dead animal pelts hung up all over. And so you're looking for fish something and acorn something, right?
That was the that was all one item.
Oh,
that I
gotcha.
listed before.
Understood.
Next thing is a gilded flower worth 300 gold.
Flowers. Interesting. One of importance. Yes. This might do. And she'll like reach her arm over your head with her fingers and pluck a flower that's growing outside out of her tent and grab it. This should do, and it's a golden, like, it looks like a flower made of gold. And as she puts it down in her hand, for you, 280 gold. And she'll hand it to you. I hope this works.
Can I tell if it is gilded or if it just looks gold?
Roll. I'm going to say roll a perception check. Well, you know what? She's holding it out there. You can inspect it. Yeah, roll an inspection. Or insight. Not insight.
Investigation.
Investigation. Thank you. My brain did a thing. 12. It looks gilded. It looks gold. You've never seen a gilded flower before, so it's kind of hard to tell, but he's like 280 gold just for you.
Alrighty, I'll go ahead and take that. This one will.
It's the item. It's the item you want.
Okay, cool.
But it is worth 300. So she sold it to you for 280, but it is worth 300.
Okay. And while I'm at it,
Anything else? As she like drapes her fingers around you.
this is where if this was anybody but Vaten, he would start to be. I would be getting very uncomfortable in character, but Vaten gives no fucks. So, air, a pebble, ash, and water inside a gold inlaid vial for 400 gold.
Ooh, that's a big ask. A lot of. You're looking for some magical items, I see. Okay, let me see what I have. I'm gonna have her roll an investigation check, and if she rolls high enough, she'll have it. That's an 18 plus 4, so yeah. It takes her a good 20 minutes of rustling around, and you get the sense that maybe she's making it for you. And
I don't care.
you do sense a brief flash of arcane energy coming from behind the table that she was sitting at. And eventually she does present you with a golden vial that's glowing. 400 gold, please.
Of course.
While she was doing that, what would be the possibility of me following where she plucked those flowers from, draping my cloak, and then pulling a couple flowers down?
I'm gonna say roll a sleight of hand check. This isn't this isn't about being stealthy, this is about being subtle, about basically turning on your anti-detection mode. Because that's what it is, and it's kind of frustrating. 17. Let's see if she sees you.
Remember, he is silent.
Yes, but he is if he's standing within the shop, it's technically her lair. Hags have lair actions and lair abilities. Interesting. What are you doing, my dear? As she reaches her hand over Vaten's head and looks at you and puts her long, stringy, sharp finger up underneath your chin, Thaddeus.
Oh, just looking at your flowers.
Ah, very beautiful, yes. You can have... Since you're friend, I assume you're friends? As she looks at you, Vaten.
Yes.
Since your friend has been spending so much lovely gold with me, you can have one. And she'll pluck one and hand you one, Thaddeus.
Why, thank you. I'll remember you forever.
Oh, no need for that. You won't remember me anyways. As she like brushes her fingers up underneath your chin, like almost like trying to scratch your chin like a cat. And then she like brings her long extended arm. Almost look at you, Vaten. You look up and it's almost like her arm bends in two different.
I was gonna say it would almost have to because I think I'm taller than that is.
Yeah. So her arm bends in two different places. down her arm. And her arm, her wingspan, just one arm is probably, it can reach all the way to the front of the tent. And the tent is about 15 feet long. So, creepy woman. Is that all?
This one has one last simple request.
Oh, simple. I can do simple.
This one seeks various insects.
Insects?
Specifically,
What kind?
10 centipedes, 2 more spiders, because I already have 1, 5 wasps, and 1 scorpion.
I can't help you with the wasps or the centipedes. But I could do with the spiders and the scorpion. And she reaches her left arm up and grabs what seems a jar out of the shadow. You didn't even notice there's a shelf above you. And she grabs it and pops it open and like, come here, my dear. And you see a scorpion crawl out onto her hand. Will this do? And it's just
Very nice.
it's just an orange shelled exoskeleton scorpion. And immediately the scorpion starts stinging her in her wrist. And just now, that's rude. You can just have this little one. He's a bit feisty.
All the better for this one's purposes.
Now, spiders, is there any particular type of spider that you're asking for, or just spiders in general?
In general, this one has already caught 1, and I'll hold the jar of spider that I caught.
Ooh, what a pretty specimen. And she, like, wraps her long fingers around the jar. I could do that. And she, like, reaches her arm out inhumanly fast and snatches something along the side of the tent. And she brings her 3 long claws down, and there's what looks to be a tarantula-like spider trapped in between. This one shall do, and she will put it in a jar separate and close it and hand it to you. Another one. I will give you Gerald. And she reaches underneath the table and grabs another jar, and there's this mangled fucking spider, probably about the size of a black widow, missing a leg, but it is as live and fierce as ever. And Gerald's been with me for, about 3 rotations or so. He will do you well. And she'll hand you Gerald, the black, looks like a black widow.
This one does not want to separate you from your pet.
Gerald is no pet. He's bait, but I haven't used him as bait yet. So here you go. For the 2 spiders. The scorpion and the regular spider I just caught, no charge. You could have gotten those yourself. Gerald, on the other hand, I am losing a precious piece of bait. 5 silver.
This one will provide a gold.
You're a tipper. Well, do come back if you ever find a tent like mine again. I will be here. And she'll just like slink her arms back behind the table, and her body will like shift backwards into the shadows. If there's nothing else, good day. And she will become one with the shadow and the darkness of this tent.
And I will walk out like almost the little extra bounce in my step.
You walk out, Thaddeus and Vaten, you walk out and you immediately feel a bout of nausea come over you. And as you kind of like shake your head to get rid of it, you turn around and the tent is gone.
Weird.
I'm just going to double check to make sure I still have all of the things that I bought.
Yeah, everything is there. Gold is gone.
I
Yeah.
just shrug and
The experience happened,
quite
but
odd.
it is, you get the, it's almost as if it was a dream. But Anyways, is there anything else you guys want to do in the bazaar? I know, Todd, you said you wanted to try to get rid of some mushrooms. We can.
Potion.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Health potions.
Health potion. I thought you said love potion, and I about spit out my drink.
I'm not Thaddeus, okay?
Can we get more of those?
I'm not dealing with them again.
More of a hassle to have them, I guess.
Last bit of health potions got you abducted and actually killed. So,
Love potions, not health potions.
or yeah, love potions. Sorry. So health potions, easy enough to find. It does take multiple stops at multiple alchemists selling their wares, but you are able to scrounge up. Depends on the type of health potions you're looking for.
Superior.
You're looking for superior health potions. Okay.
Me and my homies tend to almost die, you know?
Right. Normal health potions are meh. Okay. So let's see those. Okay. You're able to scrounge up. It depends on how much gold you're willing to spend,
I have
because
a lot to give.
you do find a total of 8 superior health potions.
And those are how much again?
Varying prices in this bazaar. Base price is 500. You find some for 450 gold that you don't necessarily know if they would work as well. You
What are
find
the 500 ones? How many can I get?
of just you've out of the 8 that you've can judge to be about the size of a superior healing potion. Well, since I said 8, let me roll a d8. 3 of them are 500 gold, and you get the sense that they're up to snuff.
Ori, how you looking on health potions, bud?
He'll dig around in his bag. I got 2 greater healing.
All right, give Ori one of those.
You do find a few for like 550 gold as well.
Elka, how are you looking on health potions?
I currently have 2 superior and 4 greater.
Actually, give Ori 2 then. I'll take one of them.
Okay. Do you? I mean, you can, but there's a few more available to you at slightly higher prices if you'd like to pay them.
No.
Okay. There are also 2 that are 450 gold each. You look at them, they'll probably do the same amount of healing, but because they're so cheap, you don't know if the alchemist is selling them because they're a bad batch or selling them because he doesn't know how much the standard going price for superior health potions are.
Fair enough.
But
No, just those 3 will be fine.
okay. All right. Anything else before we get to this this magic shop real quick for anybody who's interested?
Oh, I'm gonna give that flower that I picked up to Vatan.
Okay. So he gives you another gilded, what looks to be a golden flower. It looks like a daisy type flower. And
This
it's
one already has one.
well, it's yours now. Now you have 2. All right.
Okay.
But walking out of the bazaar, you do see a sign for a magic shop. It is on the front of it looks to have the sign looks to be a wand and a book that's opened. You walk in and there is a orc man, probably 30 to 40 years old. He's wearing a giant wizard-like hat and he's wearing wizard robes, and is a fairly large shop. You look around, look at him out, and he just looks at you. Oh, hello. Welcome to my shop. Name's Marcus. Nice to meet you. If you want anything, just let me know and we'll see if we can strike a deal.
What do you got that can kill good?
Oh, you're looking for weapons? Let me see. I got a blowgun. Kind of is expensive though because it has a warning a warning enchantment on it, but that probably won't do you good. There's a scimitar here. You look at it's a ice like scimitar, ice colored scimitar. This will do some nasty magical ice damage. You see that's a frostbrand scimitar. I will just read through them. Of all the magical weapons, there is a blowgun of warning, a frostbrand scimitar, a halberd of warning, let's see here, a necklace of fireballs.
Ooh.
That sounds dope.
It is dope. Alistair has one in Nate's campaign. They're great.
How much does one of those go for?
You look at it, it has 6 beads on it. He looks at, well, let's see all these. 2,500 gold.
I'll take it.
He'll hand it over to you. I will send you, keep track of what you buy, and I'll send you the item card for him. That's moderately annoying, but you know what? It's a great item, so you know what? That's fine. Speaking of another item that Alistair has, there's a row of useful items.
Ooh.
It has 8 special patches on it, so it's a little high. You look at the sticker price. It does have a sticker price on it. It's at 31,000 gold.
Oh, fuck that.
Let's see here.
Hey, Ori.
Mm.
Remember our little excursion before? How
Yeah.
Maybe we should try to repeat that.
Let me finish reading off the magical weapons before you do anything sort of heist.
I don't know if that's worth it for this, Thaddeus.
That's true.
There's a vicious longsword. And there's a wand of magic detection.
Well, I can make those.
What's vicious mean again?
Vicious. Let me grab the item.
I think that's the villain from. Never mind.
When you roll a 20 on your attack roll, a natural 20 on your attack roll with this magic weapon, the target takes an extra 7 damage of the weapon's type, which it's a long sword, so it would be
Slashing, right?
it'd be an extra D10 worth of slashing damage, or extra D8 or D10 depending on if you're doing two-handed or one-handed. So yeah, it just does extra damage. You look at it; it does have a price tag on it. It's only 350 gold. But
is there anything else?
there's a shit ton of magic scrolls if you want me to go through them, which are helpful for everybody. You can use scrolls if you're not magical, but
He'll look at the shopkeeper. Do you have anything for vitality or defense?
oh, you're looking for defense. Okay. Let's see here. I got a breastplate here. It's armor of resistance. It'll give you a 1-up on if you're fighting any paladins out there. It protects you against radiant damage. It gives you brain to do things. It gives you resistance against radiant damage.
Okay.
And there's some padded armor here for radiant resistance.
You just must really hate paladins here, huh?
Let's see here.
Oh my
There's
God.
there's a studded leather armor of necrotic resistance.
Could you put an enchantment on my armor?
It takes some time. How long are you in town?
How long are we in town?
Oh, we don't quite know.
Well, how long would it take you?
Depends on the enchantment. What are you looking for?
How about necrotic?
Necrotic resistance. Oh. Take me about a week. And
I
it'll
don't think
cost
we're going to be here that long, big guy.
It'll cost 500 gold.
Can it be a rush order?
If you wanted to pay more to get other enchanters in here to help me enchant it, that would be an extra 1,000 gold, but we could get it done in 3 days.
Okay, I'll look at the rest of the group. Is that okay?
Confirm it with Ander first that we're going to be here that long.
Well, I'm here until the festival starts tonight, so
What festival would that be?
oh, you must be out of town.
Real quick.
I'm talking about the Arbington Clash. It's happening over at the Coliseum. It's a fighting tournament.
Singles, doubles? What are we talking here?
Let's see here. It's a tournament, so it's only singles. And if you're wanting to fight others, the fights are to the death or until unconsciousness, depending on depending on the decision of the judges. There's also, you could fight beasts as well, and if you make your way through a gauntlet of beasts, you get money.
What's the prize look like?
Oh boy. Last year's was 10,000 gold to the man who defeated the most beasts, and depends on the prize pool depends on the prize pool for the tournament, how many people are betting and whatnot. But last year the winner took all and won 15,000 gold. But
I have a question for you, sir.
sure.
Have you, as a business owner, ever sponsored anybody by maybe providing them with enchantments so they could fight and win?
That sort of thing was outlawed a while ago. Somebody used somebody, and he'll say in air quotes, got sponsored by a magic shop in town and stole a bunch of magical items and killed a good amount of the combatants. Since then, the use of anything not bought by the participant has been outlawed.
A gold is a purchase, isn't it?
And he'll just kind of look at you. If you're asking me to partake in anything nefarious, I can't do that.
It's too bad.
Could you kind of TLDR what you said in the last 2 minutes?
Yep, so there's the Arbington Clash is happening tonight at the Coliseum. There's two types of competitions you can enter into. One is the tournament, is a 1v1 fight to the death or unconsciousness, depending on the severity of the fight and how far both the combatants are willing to go. And there's also a battle against the beast competition. Whoever can go through a gauntlet of beasts, and whoever goes through the most beasts wins the prize pool. Which last year's he said it was 10,000 gold for the beasts, and the tournament was 15,000 gold to the winner. It just depends. He said it also depends on the amount of people betting, because there's certain, you get this. He said basically there's a certain percentage that goes to the winner. Of all the betting, of all the like the betting pool, and then for the same goes for the beast tournament as well. But yeah, signups are until pretty much dusk. So if you want to go test your hand in the ring, I won't do it, but I'm sure they'd accept you.
We can shop later.
Yep, we need to get signed up.
Money, money, money.
Money,
Got
money,
a
money.
quick question before I left.
What's that?
Could you somehow enchant my armor to damage my enemies around me?
Oh, I could. It would take a long time though. That's a tough enchantment.
I see. Well, it was nice meeting you.
Absolutely. Good luck. Hopefully I see you tonight.
Oh, you will.
So all of you walk out with a bit of a pep in your step.
We're gonna be rich.
Or dead, and that's all that matters.
Some of you with gold dancing in your brains, and in Ori's case, blood dancing in his brain, since it's been a while since he's murked some people.
Or he's gonna look over at Vaten and be like, "So we can just kill people in front of a lot of people, and it's okay.
This is like your dream.
You can just do that."
Certain times of the year, I suppose.
Within the arena, it seems.
Huh. Might do that after I'm done with this, whatever we're doing. Saving the world and all that.
Be pretty neat.
So I assume you're walking and talking.
Yes.
Okay. So
Walking kind of fast.
So you make your way through the town square. You look around. There's a lot of people. You start to see booths set up of different stalls of different street food being sold. Vaten, you notice a stall that hits your nose immediately, and immediately reminds you of home, because they are what look to be tiny little rats that are on skewers, fully cooked.
Rats.
This one must stop.
Remember when Ori was just nonchalantly eating like almost like kind of rotten rat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I generally thought it would be okay. I don't know why.
I hope I made you roll a Constitution saving throw for that.
You did. I remember because when you asked for that, I was surprised because I was like, oh wait. I guess I do have to do that, or he's not an actual like animal.
Mm-hmm.
This one requests some fare. How much?
You look across the stall and you see another lizard folk, the lizard man.
Oh, I'm already up to him and I'm asking the question.
Mm-hmm. He just looks at you. Ah, someone like myself. I see you are attracted to my meat. For you,
Yes.
1 silver a skewer.
This one will take 5.
You could have them for 4 then. 4 silver, please.
I will hand that over.
I hope you enjoy. Reminds me of home.
This one as well.
He'll give you a nod and not seem to dive any deeper than that.
And yep. And Vaten makes his way back to the group, and this is the happiest I think anybody has ever seen Vaten. Like he is like munching down on one of these things, like bones and all. Like
Slurping up the
Elga-
tail, slurping up the tail like a noodle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Olga's gonna just like walk over and be like, Batan, I've never seen you so happy.
This one, the food this one has missed from his homeland. Sorry, could you give me over
Sometimes-
the asshole? Okay.
Sometimes food brings us back.
It was the only thing this one missed.
Nothing but
That's all right too.
a fire grilled rat. All right, so as you see Vachan just ripping into these skewered rats, and they seem small in Vatan's hands, but these things are, the skewers are probably 3 feet long. These are fairly big rats.
Is it like a whole rat?
It's like
on a
it
skewer?
is a whole fire roasted rat.
Oh.
Yeah, not like you get the sense that how they skinned it, how they got the fur off, is that they burned it off.
Is this a
In-
New York City rat or a Chicago rat?
Which one's bigger?
I think New York, right?
Probably New York.
I think New York rats
Oh.
are bigger.
I don't know. Tea's,
New York
I don't know.
rats are kind of floppier, but the Chicago rats are a lot thicker.
Tea's in our chat. She's a New Yorker. Maybe she'll know.
Wait, does it have a piece of pizza in its mouth?
Good point. Yeah.
Does it
No.
have a funny New York accent?
No.
Hey, yo, buddy, I'm a fucking,
That's
rat. I'm a rat.
that's Boston. But yeah.
Sounds like he's from Jersey. Kill him.
Fucking
That-
Jersey.
Thaddeus, you feel a swift rush of hotness as a fireball comes flying over the hill and hits you in the face. No.
Whoa!
New York Teas and New York rats look like cats sometimes.
God damn, holy shit.
Yeah, okay. They're more like New York rats, but
I'm gonna pull out my wand of protection and hold it in front of me.
do you have a wand of protection?
I
No,
don't know.
You just hold out the wand that you found.
nothing happens.
Nothing happens because you're
Or he casts a magical force field.
you see Ori holding out his hands and rubbing his temple.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
He has a headache.
Hey, Wotan, have you got a second? Master Wotan?
Mouthful of
Full rat.
I've picked up a couple items, and I'm wondering if you can tell me what they might be worth. And I'm gonna kind of open my bag and show them the wand and the breastplate.
You have identify as a druid? Yeah.
Nope.
You could roll an arcana check just to gauge what type of magic. But
This one does not know.
Do you think Zane would know?
Perhaps better than this one.
All right.
Do you want the answer?
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Well, if we're walking, I'll then approach Zane and say, Zane,
Yes.
can you look at a couple items for me and tell me if I found them. I forgot I had them. And I just don't know what the value is. And I don't know whether somebody in the party could take use of them.
It's possible.
I'm going to show them the.
I may or may not know.
do you have identify?
No.
I'm going to say you need to learn how to. Someone needs to learn identify in this fucking party. All right.
Valero knows detect magic.
Yeah, I mean that could
Yeah.
just tell what type of magic it is. But if you want to try to figure out gauge what type of magic it
Arcana's
is,
pretty good though.
yeah, you could roll an Arcana check. Same goes for the breastplate if you want to figure that out if it's magical.
Yeah.
Aren't we just in a magic shop?
You
Not
were.
terrible.
We could just
Oh, well, I didn't get a chance to ask.
You could have.
Not terrible. 18.
18. You look at the wand and it seems It seems to have some sort of element of best thing you could detect is necrotic magic imbued inside of it.
I'm just relaying that to you via Zach, so.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Well, this breastplate. I don't know if you could use it or somebody else could use it.
I definitely could use it. I don't know if anybody else can. If it tries to kill me is the better question.
With your Arcana check, you look at it and the breastplate is magical. As for what type of magic it is, can't really tell. Seems like a deeper ingrained enchantment than the wand. Harder to read into.
All right. Well, let's head off to get these guys' blood thirsty filled, and then at some point I want to see if I can figure out what these are.
I too would like to know what that breastplate is.
Okay. So, all of you make your way to the Colosseum. Many people are starting to line up, and you see a sign that says for observers and betters. And you see that line is long, and then you see another sign that says for combatants only. So, and that line seems almost nothing, maybe a few people standing in line waiting. And you do see at the front of the line, you do see a table with what seems to be some sort of tome on the desk, and there is a woman, probably 20-year-old, 25-year-old elf-looking woman, probably a half elf. And she seems to be going through, and she is stressed. Starting to take down notes, and you see her with a quill in her hand. She's wearing like a best way I could describe the uniform she's wearing. It's kind of like a bellhop for like a really fancy hotel. Tight collared, blue like jacket with flat pressed pants of the same color with a red ridge around it. And seems she's also wearing some sort of bonnet on top. But she's going through, and you see in front of you, like, all matter of humans, orcs, primarily humans and orcs. You do see sprinkle in there a dragonborn. And the person right behind the dragonborn looks like a... Actually, I don't think any of you have ever experienced this type of person. I'm going to say... Who would? Yeah, Zane and Thaddeus, roll a nature check for me.
This is gonna be so bad.
Whoa!
Oh,
Where is my nature? That's not terrible. 17.
Both of you,
Solid all around.
Zane, you've seen pictures of these people. You know that they're desert dwelling, generally canyon dwelling individuals.
Wait a second. Desert dwelling and I don't recognize them?
Not the desert that you're from.
Okay, fair.
But you would know, and Thaddeus, you would know exactly what type of people these are. These are Githyankies. He's a Gith. He is kind of short, probably 5'9", 5'10". Has brownish robes on, and his hands are what seem to be wrapped up in some sort of bandage. Has scars across both of his cheeks, and he has pointy ears and like a yellowish skin, with a short little mohawk brown tuft of hair on his top that's tied in a nice little tight knot. Looks to be in some sort of monk attire. But as
Scythian.
Like tall goblins.
a
Are they
s-
badass or?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're pretty badass, yeah.
yeah. They're Gith are Gith are pretty interesting creatures. They're essentially they're goblinoid in nature, but they act more similar to um they act more similar to elves, almost like a feral elf. Is the best way I could describe them. They're not feral in the sense that they're uncivilized, but they live out in the deserts and primarily canyons, and they're cave dwellers that like canyon sides of canyons, cliff dwellers as well. You
With
do.
my natural 20, would I have an idea whether Ori would be stepping into trouble or whether Ori could take this thing and smash its head in?
You would know that it really depends on the Gith warrior. You would know that Gith monks are revered throughout the Rania Trench. You don't know if this person is from the trench, but growing up so close to the trench, you have heard stories that they not only are they monks, but they have mystical, almost arcane-like powers. You don't know if this is even with a natural 20. Never talking to this person, never seeing you. You don't really know, but you would know that if this person is a part of the tribes that dwell in the trench, you know that they're probably a force to be reckoned with, especially if they're signing up for a fighting tournament like this.
So we're all entering, right? It feels like the logical
Well, I feel like we should
all of this.
Are all of you
we
entering?
should split it a little bit. I don't think Alara should enter the tournament.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, like the
Yeah.
more of us in the tournament, the better chance we have
Right.
of
I
getting the
think,
prize.
but there's two tournaments. Or you're especially good at killing people. You should be in the people.
Yeah, I
tournament.
could. He'll get a little like self-defensive. I could kill a monster.
Well, I know you can. I'm just saying you're exceedingly good at killing people.
My lady elf, I know you look extremely busy.
You
That
yell
is-
from like 6 people behind.
Or he like flinches like a little bit. He didn't expect like yelling.
Thaddeus Sterling from the House of Sterling. I represent several fighters. Are
She-
you the person that we should speak with?
She just looks at you really pissed off and annoyed that you're just kind of yelling from behind the line. Wait your turn. And then she goes back to helping whoever she's helping.
This one can go with Alara and
Beep kind of holds up.
Watch.
Beep kind of holds up his hand, and just kind of like shakes his head and like holds up his kazoo and Beep. And he realizes that for some reason, Clovis, his little leprechaun friend, is the best way I could describe him. He looks and like tries to summon him, and he doesn't come. He looks pissed off, and he pulls out a piece of parchment and starts writing it down. And he like holds it out to you, Vaten, and on it says I can watch Alara if you want me to, but if you'd like to hang back as well, I don't really feel like fighting a bunch of roughnecks.
I'll go ahead and hand my last skewer to Beep. This one will join for the creatures. Hold this, please.
And Beep starts nibbling on the rat. And Beep looks at Alara and just goes, Beep, and kind of like points at his shoulders.
Don't know how I would do in the singular, but from a group, I can certainly, if they allow, stealth.
Do
Should
not
be-
believe stealth will help you here, Thaddeus.
That's one of my concerns.
You start.
Perhaps you should sit it out then.
You see a goblin dude shorter guy, bald. He looks like he's wearing. He's walking up and he starts talking to the elf, or the the half elf at the front, and you hear him talking. You look at him. He's wearing like this really gaudy, yellow-looking jumpsuit. Almost looks like an Elvis jumpsuit, but his belly is hanging out of the jumpsuit. And he's wearing like this big, like fluffy hat. He has feathers coming off all over it. And he looks like he's wearing these big round spectacles, like big glasses that have a slight tint to them. And he's just like, seems like he's barking out orders. And then he looks around. All right, taking bets. Bets now. If you want to bet on yourself, you can bet on yourself. Generally considered taboo.
Jersey.
But it takes some time. The line is moving slowly, but eventually, your entire group gets guided up to the front of the line. Who wants to try out for what, or who wants to do what? I know Ori wants to fight people.
I'd like the tournament, please.
One tournament? Got you down. And what's your name?
Ori.
Ori. Is there any way you want to be announced, or is Ori just fine?
I'll kind of like look to everyone else.
It's all you, bud.
Ori's fine.
Very well. Ori is how you'll be announced. And where are you from? Because it'll be Ori of wherever you're from.
His mom.
Coomslots.
Coomslots. Never heard of it, but I'll take that down.
He's a lord there. Lord of Coomslots.
No, I'm not.
They're a very fertile country. So I've been told.
Interesting. You would think with that name, yeah.
Coomslot, yes.
I have many siblings. My father,
He Coomslots, yes. I understand. That's kind of the joke. Who else? Are you all a big group then?
Well,
What's
we
the
can only
largest
enter
amount
solo.
that can fight?
You can only enter solo, but I'm just, I don't.
I too will be entering.
We tend to split friends up so that way you don't fight each other right off the rip.
I also will be entering.
And what is your
I
name?
will.
Zane Rona,
And where are you from, Zane?
Ebrax.
Just Ebrax?
Yes.
Okay, Zane Rona of Ebrax. Oh, I forgot. Ori, what is your preferred fighting style?
close combat.
And sorry, my bad. What type of weapons do you use? Are those big things on your back?
The axe and the glaive.
Axe and glaive. Okay. And what about you, Zane?
My fists.
Fists. So are you a monk then? From Ebrax?
I'm an artificer.
Oh, so you use some of that magic shit. All right.
It's got straight hands.
And she'll like scratch out the fists and type magic shit. Or not type, but write magic shit. Zach's typing magic shit. All right. Anybody else want to sign up for the tournament?
Do you allow full stealth?
If you can figure out a way to use stealth in a 1v1 tournament, mano a mano, that's your prerogative.
Thaddeus, can't you turn invisible?
Invisibility is allowed as long as it's a natural ability, or is it or if you can prove that you purchased the item.
Shit.
Well,
did it on purpose.
evidently, I will just manage my crew then today.
Very well. Anybody else? Anybody else for the actual tournament?
Well, you
gonna-
can't use
I'm gonna-
anything that you would have found on like your adventures or.
If you can prove that you found it, I'll have to ask the manager about that one. I guess we didn't really think about this rule. And she'll like look over to the goblin that's taking bets and taking coin from people. Hey, sir, they have a question about the rules, and the goblin will look dressed in interesting attire. Elvis Goblin, you can just call him that, walks up.
Hey, so what's your question?
What if we found the magic item that that my friend here has, but we can't prove it?
Interesting. I didn't think of this one through. Well, what kind of magic item is it?
Invisibility cloak.
I'm gonna pull it over my head, and then I'm gonna step behind him and see if I can try to take a couple coins out of his pocket.
Roll a sleight of hand check with disadvantage because he watched you disappear. It's 23.
Damn.
He's rolling with advantage because he saw you.
Is that with the gloves too?
Yeah, you get advantage with your glovies
Right.
top.
So
Well, my sleight of hand is plus 11, so
right. So you're also wearing gloves of thievery, right?
Yeah. Gloves
Yeah.
of thievery. Yep.
Which does that give you advantage, or that gives you a plus something bonus?
is it plus 5?
I'd have to go look at the description again.
I thought it was a +5.
Gloves of thievery is a
Okay,
+5. Yes. I have it written down. Gloves of thievery +5 in my notes, but I don't know if that's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
+5. So 28 is your total. He rolled double 19s on his advantage, but that for his perception, that's still only a 23. So with a 28, you're able to steal the pot gold because he has that in his hand. However, he does have a side purse that's hanging off his waist belt, and you're able to just pluck that off, no problem. Inside of that side purse is 10 platinum and 5 gold. Seems to be some walking around money for Mr. Goblin. But you're able to take
doing
that.
that?
Keep it or give it back to prove it.
And then I'm gonna come back and say, look at him and say, I'm gonna pull one of the platinum out, and I'm gonna pull 2 of the platinum out, and then I'm gonna go, does this bag look familiar, sir? I think it's yours.
And he'll like,
Hey, that's a cool trick. Give that back.
Now, can I get in the tournament?
You can enter all you want.
Can I use this skill?
Yes. But you need to stay within the arena, first off, during your fight. No jumping up into the stands and wandering off invisible. You need to fight earnestly. Fine, if you want to enter, you can enter.
Why, thank you.
and
Here's
Believe-
here's a 2 platinum tip for allowing me to enter.
and he'll just look at you like, he'll just hold out his hand and gesture towards the bag. You've proved your point. Give me back my money.
I did. Actually, here's 1 more platinum to put on my.
You know, you don't have to enter if you don't want to.
Who am I fighting? You?
Whoever we decide.
Please let it be Ori.
I don't want to fight that.
As long as it's not my own comrades.
You'll eventually have to fight them if they're entering, and if you win.
Okay.
Give me
Tell
back my
me
money.
I gave it to you.
You gave me 3 platinum.
He said he handed the rest back. to the
Oh,
first.
I didn't read that. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, fine. Take his name down. I'm done with this. Enjoy the fight.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. The lady will look at you all. So your name's Thaddeus, and I heard Sterling because you're fucking loud.
You're right.
And where are
the
you?
House of Sterling.
I don't care. Where are you from?
Where am I from?
If you could say if you're from Savania, you could say you're from Spania. If you're from Ebrax, you could say
I'm
you're from
from the-
Ebrax.
Elmsford Forest.
Elmsford Forest. All right. And how do you spell your name? Is it STE or STA?
STE. A-R, Starling.
Starling, not Sterling. Gotcha. Sterling of the Elmswood Forest.
Of Sylvania.
Well,
Born of the House of Sterling.
Okay, I don't need a life backstory. What's your sneaky deaky? Gotcha. All right, we'll just put you down as stealth, rogue shit. All right, who's next?
Okay, Elka's finally gonna push through everyone and be like, I'd like to sign up as well, please.
Oh, well, hello. What's your name and which one would you like to sign up for?
I'd like to sign up for the Beast.
Oh,
Tournament?
okay. Can you give me one moment, dear? Just are you part of their group?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anybody else in your group that wants to sign up for the tournament before I flip this page?
This one wishes to join the beasts as well.
Okay. Well then, so Ori, Zane, and Thaddeus, you're signed up for the tournament. Just I need to read you. Well, you know what? We'll wait until we sign up you two for the beasts. All right. Beasts. All right. What's your name, dear? And she look at you, Elka.
Elka Burning Heart.
Elka Burning Heart. That's a good name.
Thank you.
You immediately sense the like the attitude change between Elka and you guys. Well, dear, where are you from?
I'm from Aru.
And she'll just kind of like look bewildered. I kind of guessed given your heritage, but I just wow. Well, that'll get everyone in a stir. From Arun, okay.
Yeah, her family fucks dragons.
And a smack Zane.
Dear, what's your preferred
Family
fighting
is very
style? Is it with those swords there on your side, or is there anything else you like to do?
The rapiers.
Rapier. So you're a light weapon user. All right. That should be interesting. Light weapon. All right, and then sir, and she'll look at you, Vaten.
This one is Vaten.
Vaten, how do you spell that?
V-A-T apostrophe E-N.
Just Vaten, no family name?
Correct.
Okay. And where are you from?
Nowhere.
Vaten from nowhere. I can write that down. Can't say that's the first time anybody's done that, but interesting. And then what's your preferred form of combat?
Nature magics. Fire.
Fire magics. I will write that down. Fire magic. All right. And just so you're aware, the reason why I'm asking for the type of combat you prefer to take a part in is, especially for the beasts, we handpick a group of beasts that would best put on a show for the crowd against you and your abilities. So for those that use light weapons, maybe we will start you off fresh with something basic like a boar or something easy to kill. And then we might throw a chimera at you or something along those lines. Now, is there anybody else? Does anybody else want to join in your group, and she'll look at Alara, who is clearly a child, and she just skips over her. Looks at Beep, and Beep just kind of like shakes his head no. Okay, all right. So let me read you the rules, and I want to make sure you are all aware of the risks that you are taking by entering this festival. For those that are in the tournament, where you're fighting other people, the tournament used to be to the death. However, we got many complaints because they thought that was too gruesome. However, there are rules for killing in the tournament. If both combatants agree to a fight to the death, it is allowed. But basic rules are generally knocked to unconscious or unable to fight. That decision will be made when you enter the ring. So if you are unwilling to fight to the death when you enter the ring, the other must be okay with it. And if they aren't, then they forfeit. That's really all the rules. Use whatever abilities you have, whatever weapons you have at your disposal, and may the best man win. For the beasts,
I was gonna cough a little bit when she says "May the best man win."
I'll get to you, my dear. For the beasts, we've been putting you up against a gauntlet of beasts, all handpicked by our expert in all types of magical beasts. He's a zoologist of sorts. Now, I wanna let you know that we can't necessarily control if a beast kills you. But what I can control, generally, if a beast is going in for a killing blow, there are people. There are people who are going to be able to wrangle them up and hopefully prevent you from being mauled while you're unconscious. But know that there is a risk that potential death does happen whenever you enter the ring. As long as you acknowledge that, you could use whatever weapons and abilities and items you have at your disposal, as long as they're pre-approved. Looks at Thaddeus.
Yes.
But it's really just may the best man or woman win when it comes to that. Or beast win. If you get knocked out by a beast, it better be a good one. And whoever defeats the most beasts wins it all. This could take a while, but the beasts do get incredibly hard and difficult to beat the farther you get up. Generally, it's about after round 5 that they become almost unbeatable. So, just so you know, last year's Beast tournament only lasted till someone was knocked out by a young blue dragon in the 8th round. So, just to give you a scope of the type of creatures you could be fighting. And for the people that are in the mano-a-mano tournament, as I like to call it, whoever ends up winning the championship and crawls their way up the tournament ladder wins it all. Both winners do get a 10% cut of all of the betting pot. So it's the total amount that is collected, and then you get 10% off the top if you win. And that's for both separate pools. Any questions?
Nope.
Cool. The dressing room is just past me if you need to put on things and get ready. And your name will be announced here shortly. The festival should start in about an hour. So if you have any prep you want to do, feel free to do that. But if you are not available within a minute of your round starting, you will be disqualified. So, have a great day, and best of luck. And she'll go to the next people behind you. Is there anything you guys want to do for prep prior to we get into this? Because we'll probably run over into next session.
Any chance that I could have known long enough going into this that I could have prepared better spells, or am I stuck with my
I'm gonna
adventuring day spells?
I'm gonna say for this prep, I'll allow that. So if you're a spellcaster and you have spells that you want to prepare instead, then I will allow it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Is there anything else anybody wants to do within this hour? Do we want to fast forward to the opening rounds?
Opening
No, I'm ready.
rounds.
I'm good.
Okay. All right. So the first tournament up is the Tournament of Beasts. Elka and Vaten, you get your number drawn out of the amount of participants that are within to give you the order which you go in. I'm gonna say to make this fun and make it random, instead of me just designating you a number, both of you just roll a straight d20 for me and tell me the number. Okay.
15.
15 as well?
14.
14. All right. So there's only 10 participants, so it's divided by half. So Elka will be going 7th and Vatem will be going 8th. So it takes some time. You're for those that are not taking part, you are guided up into the stands to watch, if you'd like to do so, and we will pull up the arena map. Okay. So time and time goes by, and eventually the announcer announces, "Whoa! He made it all the way to round 4. Give it up for our pride and joy of Arbington, Max, the Destroyer." And as all of you are looking, it is a tiny little goblin that is wearing full plate. And he has a shield bigger than his body, and he has a sword that's pretty big, but he's holding all of it up like it's nothing.
It's like a little trash can.
And he is flat on his back with what seems to be, all of you are watching, and he went through rounds of different types of beasts, smaller beasts like a displacer beasts, stuff like that, and then the one that got him finally, what looked to be some sort of horned lizard, large lizard type creature, that some of you kind of recognized. It seemed to be some form of maybe a basilisk, but it had giant horns, and you just see in his chest 2 piercing marks through his plate armor, where it seems like he got gored by this lizard. And next up, hailing from Arun. Ooh, a mystical place. A place seen in legend. You give it up for the small rabbit wonder, Elka Burning Heart. Yeah, Elka, let's go.
Woo!
Are we in the arena? Or
Yeah,
are we
we're-
in, like, the stand?
Yeah.
Fucking kill him.
Yeah,
Let's get
all of you
clear.
could choose to be in the stands during their round. Yeah. Okay, so
Bounce on his face.
Elka, you hear a screech come out from the other end of the Coliseum, coming from over here. And out of it, you see a large spider come crawling towards you, and it's on a leash, and it's like it's like rearing up at you, and it's like you see its mandibles start to clack. Roll initiative for me,
Okay.
and we will.
Ah, fuck. I got an 8.
Oh boy!
Doing super.
All right. Okay. So it goes first. They release the collar from its grasp. Let me grab its character sheet. That is a plus. It doesn't matter. It's a 13 for his initiative. It's going to rush forward at you and get to about here, and it's going to shoot a web out at you. Roll dexterity saving throw.
9.
9. That's a fail.
Okay, hang on.
Yep.
So if I fail a dex saving throw, I can use my reaction to roll a d4.
To see if it
adding-
succeeds.
Yeah, would that even matter?
You can roll and find out.
Okay. Roll a d4. 8. 4, so 13.
As it grabs onto you, you burst out of the web. No problem. That was 13 was the DC.
Perfect.
And it kind of like looks at you, and it like prepares itself for whatever attack you're gonna bring on.
Great. Pull out my rapiers. I got a 13 and a 19
Both
to
hit.
hit. Great.
You're killing a spider.
12 piercing, 3 ice.
12 piercing, 3 ice. You stab into it, and you see the ice start to form over the wound, and it looks very hurt after one stab. And it immediately rears back and like you see like poison start to drip from its fangs as you do that. You gonna hit it again? You have action surge.
Yeah, but I don't want to use it on a fucking spider.
True.
Unless I'm gonna get to be able to rest enough.
No, it's back. It's back to back to back to back.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I don't get any short rests or anything.
Nope.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Okay, it's now its turn. It's gonna go for a bite attack against you. It's gonna rush forward and bite you. It's a natural 20.
Okay, it hits, but it's not.
It's not a crit.
I don't get crit.
That's right, because of your armor.
Sucker.
Okay. So it's 2d6. Roll Constitution saving throw for me, please.
24.
You're fine. 7 points of piercing damage, and you feel a rush of venomous or venomous like substance entering into your bloodstream, but you're able to shirk it off, no problem. It's going to. Does it multi-attack? It doesn't. It's just a spider. That's its turn. It's going to stay in combat with you. Desperate animal. It's like it's just reaching forward, biting into you, trying to come at you.
All right, I'm gonna go for it again.
Okay, roll for it.
Stabby. Oh shit. 11 and 12. Sorry.
Both miss. 11 and 12, both miss.
Boo.
That's
it.
Okay, it's gonna go to bite you again. That's a what was its plus to hit? It's 3. It's a 19 to hit.
Nope.
Damn. It's bites into you and its teeth bounce off your armor. Immediately looks angry. Best way you could describe it. And it rears up its mandibles where you can just see inside of its mouth, and you see the teeth inside of its mouth clacking. But
all right, I'm aiming for the fucking mouth.
All right.
I got a 10 and an 18.
10 misses, 18 hits.
All right, I got 6 piercing and 6 ice damage.
How do you want to do this?
I'm stabbing it in the face, and it's gonna come out its eye, 2 of its bigger eyeballs.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess 1 because only 1 of them hit.
You see Elka Samwise this shit and just jab her rapier straight up into the mouth, and you just see the eyes just start to bulge out and poof, shoot out with ice, and it falls dead on your arm. You take out your rapier, whisk a little green spider blood away, and immediately 3 individuals, which you've seen do this now a few times, dressed in the rodeo clowns. They run out and immediately start to drag the dead spider out. And immediate cheers. Yeah! All of you in the crowd, you hear, place your bets. How far will Elk go? Guess correctly and double your money. Do either of you want to bet on your friend?
No one wants to take a bet on me.
I'm assuming I'm not in the stands, being
No, you did. You be down getting ready. Yeah.
yeah. So I can't.
I'll put down 100 gold.
100 gold coming right up. What's your I saw you up front. It's that goblin guy. It's the man. He's the manager of the group. Oh, Ori, gotcha. All right, 100 gold. How far do you think she's gonna go? Guess the round.
How many are there?
As many as she lasts. Generally, between you and me, we only have prepped up to 15. But most people have never made it past 7.
8.
You think she's gonna go to 8?
Yeah, I believe in her.
All right. Just so you know, you do get your money back if you guess within one of the rounds. So, if she goes 7 rounds, you get your money back. If she goes 9, you get your money back. But if she goes over or under either of those, you lose.
Noted.
All right. Anybody else in this group? Want to vote?
Yeah.
Want to root for your friend?
I'm rooting for her, but I am not quite the betting man.
I'll put 50 gold on her for 6.
6 rounds, same rules apply. All right. And you were noisy elf guy. I'm kidding. You're Thaddeus. All right. Sounds good. And then you'll just see him walk by. Place your bets. How far will the girl from our room go? Okay. So, Elka, you kind of wipe off your blades and kind of recenter yourself. And immediately the announcer's like, all right, time for the next bout. What will come wandering out of that cage next? And you'll hear just this screech, just like a bird screeching, and coming out of the gate looks like a rabid woman, but she has feathers for arms, like wings for arms. You look at her, you recognize this beast. It is a harpy. And she immediately gets let go, and immediately she tries to slash at the handlers, the rodeo clown-like individuals. And she, slashes and grabs onto the bars that they're standing behind, and then turns around and looks right at you. Roll initiative. Okay.
12.
You're rolling not that great for initiative.
Nope. It's okay. I'll let him come to me.
Can I change mine to 5 rounds?
Huh? Already gone. She's going to... What'd she roll? Actually, you go first. But as she lets go, she turns around and flies to the center of the arena. And she would be within your range. We'll just say that.
All right. I'm running up and I'm going to stab.
Stab. Do it.
That's my thing. All right. I got a 17 and I got a 9.
9 misses, 17 hits.
All right. 7 piercing, 9 ice.
7 piercing, 9 ice. Noted. Alright, so that's 16. Okay. She immediately, jumps back and just goes, "Row!" and just, starts flapping her wings. She's going to take both claws and just rake them across your chest. That is a natural 20. And
Hit,
which
no crit.
No hit but no crit, and a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be okay. Let's use these. I never get to use these. That's right. That is oh boy. Well, that's 22 points of slashing damage total as she rakes across your chest and just immediately jumps up and puffs out her chest and just
all you see is feather on her chest, and she's just like baiting her wings, just looking at you. You start to see her face start to dysmorph, and her, instead of looking like a human woman's face, it starts to her maw starts to grow, and her teeth start to grow, and just becomes a spiky, toothy grin as she just looks at you, and it looks inhuman, absolutely, just alien-like. And she smiles at you.
I'm gonna laugh back at her and then go for her face.
Okay, roll.
All right. So I rolled a 19, so that's 26.
It
So that's
hits.
a crit.
Yeah, it hits.
And then I have a 19.
Okay, both hit. See,
Does the ice get doubled?
all damage die double on a crit. Yeah.
Okay, so 10 piercing and 10 ice. I rolled a fucking 1 on my.
Ouch. Okay, so 10 piercing, 10 ice. That's 20. She's still standing. Even after the crit, she's just. You see her feathers start to beat slower, and her feet start to get closer to the ground. And she looks at you, and now her face is morphed into almost. The teeth look like an anglerfish. Just to give you a point of reference. And she's immediately going to grab onto you with her claws and bite into your neck twice, like a just a rabid dog. That is a 20 to hit.
20 hits.
20 hits. For the first one, oof, that doesn't hit you. That's a 6.
No.
So 20 hits. So that's a okay. Wow, I get to use these dice for once. I never get to use these. Okay, it's
D40s.
no, they're D4s. I never get to use D4s. That's okay. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage, or no, sorry, not bludgeoning damage. 9 points of piercing damage. As it bites into your neck once. And she just kind of looks at you and kind of looks a little concerned as she realizes that you're not dead yet. And she immediately lets go of you and kind of gets back into where she was floating. But now her taloned feet are on the ground. Wings spread out as much as she can with her claws out, waiting for you.
All right. I'm going in for another stab.
Go for it.
It's an 8 and a 23.
8 misses, 23 definitely hits. Did you roll ones again?
I rolled 2 1s for my ice, and I rolled a 2 for my piercing. So 4 full damage, 2 and 2. Jesus fucking Christ.
How do you want to do this?
I wanna. Oh, she's dead.
Yeah, she had 4 HP left.
I'm going to use my rabbit hop to jump up in the air and then just come down on top of her.
As you see her jump up, the harpy immediately tries to lash out at you as you jump up, but your jump doesn't invoke an attack of opportunity. And as she misses and swings wide, you bring both rapiers down and just stab right into her clavicles and just bring her down to the ground. And you just see her anglerfish-like face just immediately morph back to a human face and just look at you with the saddest eyes as she takes her last breath. And her eyes glaze over and she is dead.
Zach, quick question.
Yeah.
Are potions allowed to be used?
Any magical item you have on person, you're allowed to use.
In between them taking her out and bringing in the next one, can I use one of my...
It's roughly a 3-minute break, so yeah, easily.
Okay. I down my greater potion of healing. And
Okay.
That's 30 hit points.
30 hit points back, yeah, because you're drinking it. Yep. Okay. And immediately the crowd erupts as you do that. You jump up, show of acrobatics as you stab down into this harpy, and immediately they drag her off. And as you down the potion, everyone starts to be like, she's using potions. Why doesn't everyone else think about that? But as you sit there and wait, you hear a boom boom, big heavy footsteps coming down the tunnel, and out what comes next. You recognize this creature. It is an ogre. Walks out and just looks at you and just goes, "Roar!" Rushes in. Roll initiative again.
I feel like there's a very steep incline of how monstrous these are. 18.
Okay, Shrek's okay. He'll be nice.
Oh, actually,
Body-
ogre's actually it's the perfect step up actually HP wise. Okay, sorry, you said 18 for initiative. Natural 1 on its initiative. Oddly enough, its dex is -1, so that's a 0 on its initiative. You go first.
It doesn't even know it's in combat.
It's just looking around like, huh?
All right.
So it ran up to her and then tripped and fell and looked at her and said, "Hi."
Yeah, pretty much. All right. Your turn.
Great. I would like to run up and slide in between its legs so
Okay.
that I can go past it and hit it from behind.
Okay.
Oh, I thought she was going for
Roll an acrobatics check for me. See how well you do this.
I have a +7, so
No.
and that was a 19 +7.
You're able to do it
26.
just fine. That's simply for me if you roll natural 1.
Where I just like run and smack into his balls.
Yeah, you just trip and your head just smacks into his loincloth.
Ugh!
Smacks into his dick.
Yeah.
Knock myself out with an ogre dick.
Was that a tree log?
Oh,
Okay. Oh, I rolled 16 on both my die. So math is fun. 23 and 23.
They both hit.
All right. So I've got 14 piercing and I've got 11 ice. Right in his booty crack.
Sheesh! 25 damage right off the rip. Yes. You hit him. He's like, "Oh!" as you stab him in the ass, and he turns around, just looks at you.
Cooling sensation.
Oh. And he's gonna grab his great club and just look at you and raise it and swing it down on your head, trying to hit you. That is a That is a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
Excellent. First attack. You take 11 points of bludgeoning. 15 points of bludgeoning damage. I forgot the plus modifier. Second hit, as he smacks it down and tries to. Now he's going to try to swing your legs. That misses you. That's a fucking 7. He swings. You jump over his arms and almost like you bounce off his arm as you jump over it. And he immediately looks at you just pissed off. You see him put his great club down on the ground, and you see a javelin that's on his back. He brings that out and just looks at you and just smiles. It's your turn.
All right. I'm going to go for a stabby. This time in the front where his apparent log-sized dick is. 19 and a 12.
A 19 and a 12. Both hit.
Oh, shit.
He has no armor on. He's just skin and a loincloth.
Alrighty. We've got 9 piercing and 7 ice.
9 piercing and 7 ice. Nice. He's looking a little hurt. Yeah, definitely looking a little hurt. He looks at you and just, and he's gonna take his javelin and stab straight down at your chest plate. Say, 25 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, good. 9. That's 9 on the dice. That's 13 points of piercing damage on that strike. He's now gonna take it and twist it around and try to trip you again. It's a natural 1.
He goes to swing it, and the tip of the javelin smacks against the ground, and he flings it out of his hand. It goes flying and hits the side wall of the arena, and he just looks like, and he bends down, picks up the great club again, a little embarrassed. It's your turn.
All right. As he's bending down, I'm gonna try and aim for his face.
Okay, so you're gonna go for his head. All right.
I got a 20 and a 21.
Yeah,
Dirty.
they both hit. A 12 hit, so that puts you.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. We've got 9 more piercing and 8 ice.
Now we're piercing 8 ice. As you stab him across the face, he kind of brings his face out, so it doesn't go quite as deep as you thought. He's still up, but he's starting to look tired. He's gonna take his great club and swing it down at you again. That is a 23 to hit.
Hit.
And for the second, that's a second attack. Sorry, the first attack is 13 points of bludgeoning damage. Second hit, finally, I think that hits you. That's a 20.
20 just hits.
That's another damn it attack. That's double ones on the 2d8. That's 6 more points of bludgeoning damage as he tries to slam into your side with his great club. He looks at you and he's looking tired and he looks a little woozy, losing a lot of blood. Your turn.
All right. I'm also looking pretty haggard, and I'm gonna wipe some blood off my mouth or whatever, and go for his junk again.
The Elka special.
Yes. 17 and 21.
Both hit. Yeah.
We've got 3 piercing and 8 ice.
3 piercing and 8 ice. Oddly enough, you stab into his junk and immediately puts his hands over it, over his nuts, and he's like, he goes to fall forward and then catches himself and grabs his club and just in full anger, still standing barely, he brings his club down on top of you. That's a natural 1. You completely dodge out of the way and he slams it into the ground. He's gonna swing wildly with his second attack. He's gonna roll disadvantage with that because of the natural 1. He's gonna swing so wildly, in fact, that the club slips out of his hand and goes flying. That's another natural 1, Zach.
Chill. Play game.
I want to hurt you guys. This is my only chance to do it.
Really hurt right now. I'm just
This is
saying.
our last combat.
So yeah, he completely loses his club, and he's like, "Ooh!" And he's gonna immediately start running after it, and that will invoke an attack of opportunity for you.
Oh fuck yeah! That's just I only get the one.
Just the one
right here?
stabby stab. Yep.
Right, well, obviously, we're going ice, so.
Of course.
15. 1 piercing, 4 ice. I could roll much better.
He had 1 HP left.
Well.
So you stab him in the back, and he just falls to the ground, dead, no longer breathing. All the crowd cheers, like, yeah! It's you're looking a little hurt though.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do when we're done, one of my superior healing potions, which is
Okay, you can pop that.
How much is that?
That's 42 total, I believe. I may be wrong.
I think it's somewhere around, because I have it written down as 8d6 plus 8.
Okay, so that would be 40...
56.
56. So yeah, 56 total. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you take that, you get full 56. That's right, I modified them.
Yeah.
I generally forget that I did that until you bring it up. Okay. So you drink that, and immediately everybody's just like cheering on. You hear the chant, Elka, 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 Elka. As
I'm just gonna like wave a little bit. Like I'm like, oh, I'm not used to this much like fanfare about me.
what wanders out next quiets the crowd. You just hear light footsteps, almost feline-like, start to walk out, and the gate opens. Unchained is a manticore. And it starts to walk at you and look at you and just smile and just look nice and calm. No problem. And it just walks up, looks at you, and it bows at you.
I'm gonna bow back.
Roll initiative. Finally, a good initiative roll for one of the monsters I'm using.
14.
What round is this?
This is 4. Round 4. 14, it rolled a 19, so that is, it goes first. It's going to bow, look at you and cock its head, and then lunge forward at you. Claws out. Ready to strike. First hit, or first attack. That's, 19 to hit.
Nope.
Fuck. It's then going to take its tail up, and you see spikes shoot out of it, and it's going to shoot it down at you. Roll dexterity saving throw.
Uh, 23.
You dodge out of the way as a bout of spikes come shooting out of its tail. It's then going to take its claw as you dodge and hit at you for a third time. It's cocked. They balance each other out. That's a natural 20 for the claw hit. I shouldn't get so heated about that. All right. That cancels it out though, right? The crit doesn't happen. It just, but
Oh yeah, the crit doesn't happen, but
it is an automatic hit because that's how it is in this campaign. That is 11 points of piercing damage as it paws across you, and it just kind of looks at you and smiles. You sense almost no malice from this creature as it swings at you. But it's your turn now.
draw my weapons. I've got a 23
Okay.
and a 16.
23 hits, 16 misses.
Two piercing,
Two
6 ice.
piercing, so that's 8 points. Cool. All right, it's its turn. It's gonna take its tail, raise it up, and shoot more spikes at you. Roll dexterity saving throw.
Ten
Fail. You
plus 4, 14.
fail.
Damn it.
Yeah. You feel immediately piercings being stuck into you. That is, with this modified mana core, that is 3d8. That is 12 points of piercing damage for the first hit. It's now going to take its teeth and try to bite into you. As you fail to dodge out of the way. Yeah, it hits you. It's 23.
Mm-hmm.
For the teeth, it's 1d8 plus 3. That's 9 points of piercing damage. And for the third attack with its claw, that's going to miss you. That's 12. And it's kind of looking at you. At this point, you do start to sense a little frustration from it.
Almost like it's mad that it missed you that time. But your turn.
I'm gonna smile a little bit and go and just be like, not used to something so much faster than you. And then stab it.
Okay.
For a dirty 20 and a 21.
Both hit.
We got 9 piercing and 10 ice.
9 piercing and 10 ice. Okay. Still looking pretty normal. It looks at you, it kind of grins, and you'll hear in broken common, you're strong. And kind of look at you and smile. You look at the face, it looks almost human-like, but with a lion's mane and teeth. Okay, but that's your turn. It's going to now take its tail, raise its tail up higher, and start shooting down at you multiple times. Roll. For this one, I rolled a hit because it's a multi-attack with a tail spike. First one, that's a miss. That's a 3. Second one, that's also a miss. That's a 5. That one hits. That's a 24 to hit. A little weaker when it does targeted attacks. This is 9 points of piercing damage as one of the spikes shoot into you. As a bonus action, it's going to use its tail spike regrowth, and you're going to see spikes shoot out. It's your turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna smile at it and say, it's an honor to give you a good fight. And then go for an attack.
Cool.
20, and I rolled a 19, so it's a crit.
Both hit, obviously.
All right. So I got 16 was my crit, and then so there's 15 and a 16. 31.
31 points of damage. How do you want to do this?
I want to aim for its chest and go
Okay.
for its heart.
Okay. So as you go to aim for it, it smiles at you and realizes that it's been had. And as you stab into it, it whispers in your ear, "Thank you." And it falls dead on the ground. Cheers immediately erupt. Moans and cheers. A lot of people didn't. You get the sense that a lot of people bet for you to go past round 4. But as the clowns run out and they just run out and drag this thing away, is there any healing you want to do, or did you not get hurt enough to heal?
I'm healing. I'm taking
Okay.
another greater, which will give me 30 more points.
Okay. So all of you, there's hushed quiet as Elka's taking her drink potion, and you're starting to realize that your break in between are starting to get lesser and lesser. And then all of a sudden, wandering out of the tunnel is the same basilisk-like creature that was fighting the goblin in the previous round. And it jumps out and looks at you and just goes, roll initiative when you get a chance. And since it's almost 10:30, this will be the last bout, and we'll pick it up. If you die, we'll end it. If you don't, we'll pick up the 6th round right away, and we'll do a full tournament arc if we want to do that.
Hell yeah.
Tournament arc.
All right, I'm going to use my Dior O Dragoon to unleash a 15-foot radius circle of destructive energy.
I do need a initiative, please.
Oh, yep. Nope, I'm just gonna fight. I
No.
just get to go first. 10?
10. It goes first.
Dang it!
It's not a very dexterous creature, but it does go first.
No.
It's going to stare at you. And you're gonna see its eyes glaze over. You've dealt with basilisks before, but you've never seen them with quite large horns on the front before. And it looks at you and stares at you. Please roll a Constitution saving throw as it looks at you.
23.
23. You feel a odd energy creep around you, and it starts to swirl around your body, and it feels alien-like, but you kind of shirk it off, and immediately the creature's going to look a little frustrated and then gore rush you. That was its bonus action to do that, but it's going to lower its head. That is it's a 19 to hit. I keep rolling 19s, it feels like.
Doesn't hit.
And it's going to miss you, and then immediately it's going to try to hit you with its tail. I'm going to put you over here. Dice. You can stay over there. That's another natural one.
Keep using those dice. They'll eventually come around. I'm sure of it.
And it's going to wide swing its tail over your head and kind of like throw it off guard a little bit. It's now your turn. Now you can do your ice thing.
Now I can do my ice damage. So I needed a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that's great at those. That's a 15.
I just made it. So you're going to take half damage. Five damage, 5 ice damage.
Okay. It kind of like steps over the ice as it hits in, like punches into its arms. Kind of like stares at you, but you know.
All right.
So anything you want to move? You want to do anything like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Does this? Yeah, I'm gonna use my rabbit hop.
Oh.
Go back here.
Okay. Doesn't invoke attack of opportunity. Good job.
Yeah, I'm a smart lady. And then I'm just gonna boop, run over here.
Okay. So you jump over there, and immediately it looks really pissed because you got that far away. How far away are you from it? All right, it's going to move forward. It's going to jump forward 20 feet. Oh, God. I just dumped some D4s on the ground. Oh, well. Or not D4s, D8s. It's going to just stare at you. Make another... its eye's going to glow again. Make another Constitution saving throw.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You make the save as the same energy kind of swirls around you. It doesn't have the movement to get to you. So that is going to be its turn. Actually, it's going to hold its action to see if you get within range of it.
Right. I'm going to pull out my crossbow. Because why the fuck not? And I have a bolt of thunder that I'm going to use.
Oh shit, okay.
Um, 23 to hit.
Definitely hits.
So we have a D8 and then I have a D6. All right, 5 lightning damage, 2 piercing.
Lightning or thunder?
Lightning.
Lightning, okay.
That's what I have written down.
Okay.
I know it says thunderbolt, but I wrote down lightning.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay, so that's yeah. So sorry, what was the damage amount?
Total was 7.
Total was
5 lightning, 2 piercing.
You see the lightning do a little bit more damage than you expected. And immediately it starts to zap it, and you see it kind of look very frustrated that you just did that to it. So that'd be okay. 12 points total. But that is your turn, right? Unless you want to move more.
Yeah, let's go a little further. Let's go out. Trying to figure out what the farthest away. I only move 30, right? Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
Come at me, bro.
Literally playing cat and mouse right now. It's gonna get to
Lizard and bunny.
Lizard and bunny. It's gonna get to right there. Realize that you're out of range, and then it's gonna stare at you again. Make another Constitution saving throw.
I thought that was our game.
Oh wow,
21.
21. Save
Sorry, I
from
couldn't resist.
from the cheap seats. Jeez. It's gonna hold its action if you get close to it to bite at you.
All right.
Because that's all it can do, because you nimble little asshole.
I'm gonna run over here and I'm gonna do another thunderbolt.
Okay. Everyone's just like, at this point you start to hear cheers, you also start to hear boos, and you're like, come on, twist its dick! Does it have a dick? I don't know. Kill it!
17?
17 just hits.
Oh, okay. All right. 8 lightning,
So 16 lightning.
7 piercing.
Okay.
No, 8 was the total.
8 was the total?
I
Oh,
rolled a 4. Sorry.
yeah. Gotcha.
I apparently doubled it without thinking about it.
That's fine. You can do that. Just now that I know you're doing that, I'll just do that.
Sorry.
Okay, so, sorry. So that's 15
8
total.
and 7, yeah.
Okay. All right, I got the number. Gotcha. Okay. It's gonna look very angry and wander to right. Well, yeah. How far away? It was right here. Fucking hell. It's yeah. It's gonna go right there and be very angry at you and stare at you again. Make another con save.
Nat 20.
Fucking hell. It's gonna hold its attack for if it gets close to you. Your turn.
This is more fun because I know Zach is getting upset.
Are you just baiting it around this whole
Yeah,
time?
let's
Yes.
just kind of get around. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
I'm even
right.
more glad that we're ending tonight.
Oh, shit. 19.
Hits.
I'm gonna double this electric damage, bro. I'm gonna double the double.
Yep. So what it does, it doubles the crit. So
So I rolled a 3, so that's gonna be 12.
okay.
Or lightning, and then 8 piercing,
8 piercing.
so 20 total.
20 total.
Second.
It's barely living. And it's gonna look really pissed again, and it's gonna go right here, and one more con save for me.
Just stare at me again.
Yeah, it's gonna stare at you intently.
21.
Yeah. You save. Your turn. It's not even gonna ready its attack. It's just feeling defeated at this point.
All right. Well, I'm gonna run up and stab it in the face then. I can tell I've weakened its resolve to get close enough.
Sure.
Yes.
That's how that
exactly what it
works.
is.
That's how that works.
All right. That's an 18
Hits.
and a 21.
Also
Which
hits.
also hits. All right. 8 piercing, 6 ice.
How do you want to do this?
Jab it right through its eyeballs.
It's gonna look very defeated at you, and just kind of look at you with like as the best puppy dog eyes it can put forward as you stab 2 rapiers straight into its eyes, and it falls dead. What are you trying to do, Luke? Oh, you're trying to get a cat to climb down your arm.
I'm trying to send him over here.
Oh no, please don't. That's too much chaos for right now. Anyways, so yeah, it dies. Kind of lets out a little whimper, and then falls to the ground dead. I wanted to petrify you, damn it. And they drag it out. You can heal if you want to. It didn't really do much to
It
you.
literally didn't touch me.
Did it not? Oh, that's
Not
the reason why I was 5th round, because I had the ability to petrify you instantly, which would be KO.
It was the easiest fight.
Yeah, if you would have rolled below a 17 on your con save, it would have been instant out.
I have a +6 to Constitution,
Yeah.
and I was rolling really well.
Yeah, if you would have gotten petrified, just to put it in perspective, it would have had enough to get 1 attack on you before they got it and wrangled it out. So you would have been pretty fucked up. But okay, it's dead. Immediately, you hear cheers, you hear boos, you hear moans and groans, and they're kind of just like, that was boring. And they're like,
Always gonna try to find a person who booed.
okay, or roll a perception check. It's a big crowd.
Oh, hold on, I got it. How am I looking? I know it's 1. Oh, nat 20. 21.
There's a person like 15 feet away from you. It's like it's a goblin that's booing, going, "Boo! You suck! Anybody could have killed that thing."
We're just gonna walk up to the goblin and just pick it up by its shirt, be like, "Quiet."
Roll an intimidation check with advantage. Big 10-foot minotaur walking up out of the stand out of nowhere and grabbing someone. Yeah.
My intimidation.
Oh, I did chuck them in there.
+8 intimidation. Holy shit. 23.
He just goes, "Yes, sir." He just looks at
Thank
you.
you. You'll see me again and walk away.
His eyes will widen.
Or he just means he'll see him in the tournament again. He's not gonna kill him, but
Okay. You'll look out, Elka, and immediately you smell a similar smell that came
Smells smelly. Sorry.
that smells smelly, yes. A similar smell that was very present in Artemis. A kind of an electric fire like smell. And wandering out of the tunnel, you see a blue like lizard creature. If it would load, that'd be great. I think roll 20 just died on me. You see a young blue dragon start to wander out very calmly, out of the tunnel. There we go.
Blue dragons are ice, aren't they?
No, you would know this because of Artemis. They are lightning.
Oh, right. I would know that.
And
Literally just was there.
It is a smaller young blue dragon than you anticipated.
We also traveled with one, so she would know it from.
You would also know that a blue dragon because of Aragon, but it looks like this dragon is just out of its wormling stage, just barely getting to the point where it can be even considered a dragon, and it's gonna wander out and look at you and just kind of like sheepishly smile at you. And that's where we're on tonight's session because it's 10:30.
Right, a baby dragon.
And we will get into the next round of Elka's bout, as well as any shenanigans that you guys are allowed to do whatever the hell you want in the crowd. If you guys want to try to incite some cheers, if you want to try to rob people, you can do that. But
And I have a 1 to animal handling. There's no way I'm going to be able to tame a baby dragon.
I mean,
It's not even the same color as me.
I can find a DC for that. roll really high.
If I roll a nat 20, is it then my friend? And I will forfeit the rest of the matches?
Maybe.
All right.
If that's what you want to do. Everyone has choices in this game.
I'll do it right now. I get a D20. I get to be friends with it.
If that's what you want to try to do before we end it, you can do that.
Beep. Play a tune.
I rolled an 11. I rolled half as good. So we're just kind of like acquaintances.
It looks at you and just kind of nods its head, like kind of tilts its head to the side, and then lunges forward, and that's where we'll end tonight's session. Whoa.
I'm a dragon too. Be my friend.
Yeah, 11 won't cut it.
I know.
Okay, well, we will pick this up next week, immediately starting with Elka's bout with the young blue dragon, see if she can get past him. If she gets past round 6, you guys who betted are going to start getting money back. And then we'll hop into Vaten's, and hopefully his goes just as well. And then after that, we can get into the actual tournament, and we could have... Every good D&D actual play needs to have a good tournament arc, and that's what this is, I guess. So I'm going to use the next week to fully dive into this tournament, because I didn't expect all of you to enter, pretty much. So I got to make more NPC.
That.
I fully expected Ori and maybe you, Elka, and maybe Zane to enter. I did not expect Vaten, Thaddeus, I did not expect Vaten or Thaddeus to enter
Out of character,
at all.
out of character, I will be completely honest with you. I thought you were like telling me without telling me when you had Beep Watch Alara.
Oh no, that like so I asked Austin if Beep would be interested in entering a tournament. Austin's like, fuck no. So
Okay, well,
that's what that was.
That's the biggest reason I actually went through with it, is because he kind of, I took that as like implying like, yeah, you should probably go ahead and enter.
Yeah, if you want to. I mean, like, listen, this game is full of choices, and if you don't want to do anything, you can just sit down and enjoy the show.
Oh no, game on! I'm in. So
yeah. Well,
Kill one thing, get bored, leave.
Yeah. Makes friends with the wild
tournament.
makes friends with the wild boar that I'm gonna stick against them.
Yeah, what if Vaten just makes friends with all the creatures that come out?
I was gonna say, I think I have an 8 in animal handling.
That wouldn't shock me. You are a druid.
It's at least a 5.
Yeah. All right. I will be right back.
You can save it.
All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. I know this is a 1v1 episode, and it will begin that way next episode, and then hopefully we'll start to get into seeing more people. These guys haven't exactly had a chance to do full-blown combat, like individual combat, in a very long time. So I figured I'd give this option to them if they felt like doing it, and they took it. So we'll see what next week brings, and hopefully this tournament arc. I'll say, and it's a tournament arc at this point. Hopefully this becomes entertaining. And maybe, just maybe, one of them will die, or one of them will win. We'll see. But anyways, thank you for watching. I love every single one of you. Have a good night, and I'll catch you guys next Sunday. Reminder that everything, if you had to step out at any time, the full episode will be uploaded on our YouTube. tomorrow, as well as be uploaded on all the podcasting formats and sites at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. I will be scheduling that to go out hopefully tonight. So, everyone have a wonderful night. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.